Tonight, if you're listening to this alone, make sure your door is locked and your curtains are closed. The story you're about to hear starts at a harmless-looking roadside motel. But room 7 is anything but harmless. On the outskirts of a small American town, there's a place called Lakeview Motel. By day, it's just a cheap stop for long-haul drivers. But after midnight, people start whispering about room 7, the room where guests check in, but are rarely seen walking out. Our first story tonight is about a truck driver named Jason Reed. He only meant to sleep for a few hours and get back on the road. But what the cameras recorded was the last time anyone ever saw Jason alive. That night, Jason was driving across state lines in a light drizzle, his eyes burning from fatigue. All he needed was a cheap bed and a safe place to park for a few hours. And then, the glowing sign of Lakeview Motel appeared out of the darkness. Jason pulled into the parking lot. According to the clerk, he didn't seem strange at all, just tired, a little grumpy, asking for the cheapest available room. They handed him a key. For room 7. The strange part is what the parking lot camera shows, something neither Jason nor the clerk noticed at the time. The moment he gets the key, someone is already waiting at room 7. Jason grabbed his bag and walked down the exterior hallway toward room 7. The hallway was empty, lit only by a tired fluorescent tube that kept flickering overhead. But in the footage, there's one tiny detail that detectives would later replay over and over again. In the hallway footage, the door to room 7 is not fully closed. It's slightly ajar, like someone slipped inside just seconds before Jason arrived. But the front desk log shows, before Jason, no one had checked into room 7 that entire night. Jason would later tell his friends that he felt like someone was peeking at him from inside the room, but he blamed it on his exhaustion. He pushed the door open, turned on the light, and shut it behind him. The hallway camera captured that moment clearly. In the footage, Jason sits motionless for a long moment, like he's debating whether to shower or just collapse into sleep. Behind him, in the reflection of the powered-off TV screen, a faint white shape flickers in the corner of the room, even though that spot is completely empty in reality. Jason lies back on the bed, still wearing his boots, one arm over his face. He has no idea that right then, the camera starts to glitch. The room stutters, frames skip, like something is trying to wedge itself into the last few minutes of his life. The next morning, close to 11 a.m., the clerk got uneasy. Jason still hadn't checked out. His truck was still parked outside, but room 7 was completely silent. They knocked, then used the spare key to open the door. Inside, there was no one. The mattress still had a fresh impression, like someone had just gotten up. His bag, his wallet, his truck keys, everything was still there. But Jason was gone, as if he had never walked into that room at all. The hallway and parking lot cameras were pulled immediately after. When detectives replayed the footage, they saw Jason walk into room 7, close the door, and that was the last time he ever appeared in any frame. There was no shot of him leaving, no shot of him getting back into the truck. Just one detail that sent a chill through the whole investigation team. In a few blurry frames, just before the image breaks down completely, you can see the door of room 7 cracked open just a sliver. And inside, on the right side of the bed, sits a pale woman with long hair in an old white nightgown, perfectly still, staring straight toward the camera, as if she already knew someone would be watching this tape. Jason Reed's disappearance quickly became the talk of the town. But the terrifying part is that he wasn't the first case, and he definitely wouldn't be the last. It was the first time, but not the last, that the woman in room 7 appeared in Lakeview Motel's security tapes, and Jason Reed is still listed as a missing person. No body, no explanation. This was only the first case. Just 3 weeks later, 2 young women stopped by the same motel during a road trip. They had no idea they were about to sleep in the same room that swallowed Jason whole. Room 7. Our second case belongs to Emma Wilson and Chloe Parker. These two were filming a road trip vlog with dozens of clips left on their camera. Those clips later became the last evidence of them being alive. When Emma got the key, she even joked, "Room 7 sounds kinda creepy." If they had known what happened to Jason, they would have driven away instantly. In the footage, when they reach room 7, there's something you'd easily miss unless you slow it down. The window curtain on the right side is trembling, even though no wind can reach that enclosed hallway. Emma unlocks the door, turns the light on, and they walk in, laughing. They don't realize the camera caught a faint white figure standing near the right side of the bed, visible for only one single frame. Inside the room, Emma and Chloe start recording a vlog. Everything looks normal. Backpacks, a messy bed, the old AC humming. But in the bathroom mirror behind them, there's an extra reflection. Emma plays back the clip and says, "Wait, is someone behind us?" Chloe laughs it off, saying it's just glare. Either realizes that corner of the room has no light source at all. Around 1 a.m., the hallway camera captures a frame that still chills investigators. When the girls step out to get snacks, someone else opens the door to room 7. From the inside, the door opens for only a few seconds, then shuts when the hallway lights flicker. And in the split second of darkness, the camera catches the blurry face of the woman standing right behind the door. By 2:40 a.m., the girls return. The footage shows them chatting, lying on the bed, turning the lights off. But the real horror happens only after the room goes dark. At 0.25x playback, you can see a white figure crawling up from the foot of the bed, but only in scattered frames, as if the camera itself is trying to hide her. The final frame before the camera breaks into full static shows the woman sitting upright on the bed, head tilted down, hair covering her entire face, sitting between the two sleeping girls. The next morning, housekeeping said the bed was still warm, but the room was empty. Emma and Chloe's belongings were untouched, and there was no footage of them leaving. Detectives reviewed the tapes dozens of times, and in the girls' final vlog clip, right before the camera shut off, Emma said, "If anyone ever watches this, look behind us." That night, room 7 claimed 2 more lives. And that was only the beginning. 2 disappearances in less than a month sparked rumors around Lakeview Motel. But the motel owner made sure not to mention any of them, until one small family checked in and vanished in a way even harder to explain than Jason, Emma, or Chloe. Our third story belongs to Michael Bennett, his wife Laura, and their 6-year-old son Noah. They were moving cross-country, and Lakeview Motel was supposed to be just a quick stop. One night. They would never escape. Right outside room 7, Noah suddenly stops. He whispers, "Mum, there's a lady sitting in our room." Laura looks at the window but sees nothing. She assumes he's tired, but the hallway camera shows that Noah was not imagining anything. The family enters the room. Michael switches on the light. Warm light spills into the hall, and in that exact moment, the white figure vanishes from the bed. According to Michael's final audio note, Noah kept staring at the dark corner near the right side of the bed. He whispered, "Mum, she's still sitting there." Laura comforts him, turning the TV on to play cartoons. But the TV shows static, even though the signal is fine. And within that static, a shadowy figure bends close to the camera. Noah starts crying, hugging his mum. Michael complains the TV is just old, but the ceiling camera captures something different. The static wasn't a technical issue. Near 1 a.m., Laura puts Noah to sleep, while Michael goes to the car for more luggage. The parking lot camera captures him opening the car door, then freezing as he sees something in the rearview mirror. But when he turns around toward the back seat, nothing is there. He shuts the door quickly and heads back. Meanwhile, room 7's door slowly opens, just slightly, as if someone stepped out. Michael steps back inside and shuts the door. From that moment on, no camera ever records the Bennett family leaving room 7. 5 a.m., the hallway camera records the final movement of the night. Noah, opening the door to room 7, alone. He stands still for a few seconds, then turns his head left, as if answering someone. And in the far corner of the hallway, a woman is leaning against the wall. Noah drops his stuffed toy and walks toward her, until both of them disappear into the blind spot beyond the camera's reach. When staff unlocked room 7 that morning, Michael and Laura's beds were still warm, but the room was empty. Noah wasn't there either. Their belongings, wallets, moving boxes, everything was untouched. The only thing left behind was Noah's stuffed toy. Dropped in the hallway, the Bennett family was officially listed as missing within 24 hours, and the blurry figure captured that night was the same woman from room 7. 3 disappearances in under 2 months turned Lakeview Motel into a place locals began to avoid. But not everyone knew, especially those who only stopped for a single night. Our 4th case is about an elderly man, a widower, quiet, harmless. Someone everyone felt sorry for. Once they learned he chose the wrong room to sleep in. His name was Harold Jenkins, age 72. He was on his way to visit his grandkids. But it got late, and he checked into Lakeview Motel for the night. In the footage, Harold walks slowly with his wooden cane, giving a faint smile. But the strange things begin the moment he approaches room 7. Right in front of the door, he suddenly stops and tilts his head, as if someone is whispering to him. The camera shows the door shaking slightly, like someone is knocking from inside. 3 taps, very soft. Harold mutters, "I hear you, I hear you." Don't worry. No one knows who he was talking to, but the camera knows. He opens the door, walks in, and shuts it behind him. Everything seems normal, until around 1 a.m.
I know you're there. You don't have to hide from me. We can talk about it now.
According to an audio note on his phone, Harold talked Sask to someone for nearly half an hour. But the camera shows he was talking to an empty corner. He nods and smiles, as if listening to a gentle female voice. But behind him, the wall is tapped 3 times. Harold turns and says, "I know. I'm coming." His final recorded words are cut off by a surge of audio static. 2:12 a.m. The hallway cam shows room 7's door opening. Harold steps out, without his cane, and without anything else. The strangest part, he never looks at the camera. He stares straight down the hallway, where the camera captures the woman's silhouette, waiting. Harold follows her, disappearing past the blind spot. That was the last time anyone saw him alive. Next morning, room 7 was empty again. But on the wall, right where Harold sat talking, 3 clear tapping marks were pressed into the paint. No one knows where Harold went, but investigators believe he followed the woman in room 7, and she is still calling for more. After Harold's case, the motel owner finally called the police. The chain of disappearances could no longer be ignored. Assigned to the case was Detective Sarah Collins, a woman who did not believe in anything supernatural. Yet she would become the one haunted by Lakeview Motel the longest. Sarah requested all surveillance footage from the past 2 months. The owner looked nervous, as if he wanted to warn her, but didn't dare. That night, Sarah sat alone inside the motel's outdated surveillance room. Only the green glow of the monitors and the hum of an old fan kept her company. She began reviewing tape after tape. Jason, Emma, and Chloe. The Bennett family, Harold. Each case different, yet in every clip, Sarah saw the same woman. She zoomed into frame after frame. The woman's face always blurred, as if the camera refused to capture her clearly. Around 3 a.m., Sarah reached the final tape footage from room 7 many years ago. A tape no one remembered existed. It began with something ordinary, a couple sleeping, but minutes in, The woman appears at the edge of the bed. This time, the camera isn't glitched. Her face is still blurred, but clearer than in any previous footage, as if she were getting closer to whoever watches her. Sarah slowed the footage, and that's when she saw it. Even blurred, the woman's eyes are pointed straight into the camera in every single frame. Then the video freezes. Sarah thinks the tape jammed, but when the picture returns, the woman is no longer in the room. Instead, she appears in the reflection on the monitor glass. Sarah spins around, no one behind her. She looks back at the screen. The reflection is gone. Sarah rewinds dozens of tapes, searching for clues. And then she realizes something horrifying. This entity has appeared in room 7 for at least 15 years. But that wasn't the worst part. The final clip is what kept Sarah awake for months. It was footage from that very night, the moment Sarah was reviewing the tapes. A hallway camera captured the woman standing at the control room door, staring inside. Sarah freezes the frame and zooms in. The white figure stands perfectly still, head slightly tilted, blurred face aimed straight at the lens. And the moment she hits next frame, the woman is suddenly right behind her, reflected in the screen. Sarah fled the control room immediately. The cameras caught her sprinting to her car, driving away into the night, never to return. After that night, no one dared rent room 7 again. Yet, on the nighttime cameras, that blurry figure can still be seen sitting on the right side of the bed, waiting for someone to walk in. That's everything the security tapes from Lakeview Motel revealed. 5 disappearances. The same woman. The same room. Nobody knows who she is. No records, no name, no trace. Only that blurred silhouette sitting at the right side of the bed, as if waiting for someone else. Room 7 was officially sealed off years ago, yet the owner never turned off the camera inside. And the most unsettling part, sometimes, around 3 a.m., the camera still picks up movement. Very slight, very slow, very intentional. And viewers noticed. Every time the white figure appears, the time stamp warps for exactly 3 seconds. 3 seconds, the same 3 taps every victim heard. Some believe she's the spirit of a woman who died in that room decades ago. Others say she's an entity drawn to vulnerable minds. And some insist it's nothing but a camera glitch. But if it's just a glitch, why did all 5 victims disappear without a single frame of them leaving the room? To this day, room 7 is still locked, but the camera keeps recording. Some say they've seen the woman appear, closer than ever in recent footage. If you want to re-watch any part of this video, slow down the scenes where the time stamp jumps. You might see things your eyes missed the first time. And if you ever stay in an old motel room at 3 a.m. and you hear 3 soft taps, remember room 7. What do you think truly happened to the 5 missing people? Do you believe room 7 is haunted? Or is it just a terrifying coincidence? Tell me what you think below. If you want more stories like this, just let me know. There are still so many tapes, and so many unsolved shadows